So let's start off by having you tell us a little bit about your role and your brand.
Okay, so I work for Golden Corral Corporation, pretty well known buffet brand. So what I do is I'm in the training department. And so in the training department, I just work with my team to create training for all levels of the team, from the utility person all the way to the franchise owner.
Perfect. And which MeazureUp tools are you currently using? AuditApp, Daily Checks, one or the other, or both?
Right now, we're just using the AuditApp. We started early this year, so it's going on a full year now.
Wow, time's gone quick.
It did.
And what was your operational assessment process prior to MeazureUp? Like, what did that really look like before MeazureUp, and how does it differ with MeazureUp?
So before, it was done on paper. It didn't stop there. So, the audit was completed on a clipboard by the multi-unit person, whoever's doing the audit. After the audit was complete, then that person would take it to the laptop in the restaurant, open it up, and then transpose or transfer all the information to the laptop. And then from there, that particular platform had the ability to do some of the things that the MeazureUp platform does. But it was started on paper. So obviously big difference using MeazureUp. We're able to do it right from the phone, which is really nice with the app.
Fantastic. And what's been the biggest benefit of using MeazureUp for your role specifically, and then for the entire organization?
So let's start with my role. As I said, I'm in the training department. So you wouldn't think that a person from the training department would be the administrator for an operational audit. So after COVID, and since my return from being furloughed and eventually laid off, our organization is a completely different company. So everyone at the company support center has had to take on not only our old roles, but also other roles due to minimal staff at the corporate office. So when I was given the role of company administrator for MeazureUp, it gave me the opportunity to branch out into different things, which I've always loved about the training department. And this is just another example of being able to branch out and do different things with different departments. So being able to do this with operations just gave me the opportunity to train it. It kind of falls into my, expertise, training. So I was able to train it, but now I'm the administrator. So it's been very well received. And in essence, everything attached to MeazureUp is my name is attached to it. So I'm the guy from MeazureUp, but it's been great so far.
Awesome. And what features or components do you utilize the most? Are there, pictures, comments, action plans, the dashboard? What really has been the most beneficial?
So I can tell you, based on all the audits that come through, that the most common features right now is the pictures and the action plans. The picture, as people say, is worth 1,000 words. I hear it all the time from the multi-unit operators who are completing this. It's just so easy because you're right on the actual app. So you're already there. There's nowhere else to go. Just go to the picture, take the picture. It's a one-stop shop. To illustrate a point, and I use this in my training for the folks who are doing these, is it's not only for something that needs to be fixed. Also, it's a great way to illustrate a good point, a great looking salad bar or a great looking exterior building. So it's both for good and bad. So love the pictures. I also love the action plans. The action plans, again, created right there on the spot, one-stop shop. Love the ability to set the reminder notifications and also send those notifications to whoever we want, right? It's nice because we set it for when the task is due or before the task is due. We can create multiple reminders, a week before it's due, a day before it's due. So that's been really helpful. People really like that, because too many times you set a goal or an action plan and you just never revisit it. So here, the tool is great because it not only reminds us of the task, but also gives us the opportunity to see how it was closed. So that's a really great feature. So far, we're getting into, like I said, it's been a year. So now the data is starting to pile up. So before it was, okay, here's what's coming through. Now we can see trends, we can see repeats, issues and things like that. So that's been good.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. And definitely with the action plans, those are pretty powerful.
Yes.
Do you use the MeazureUp solution to identify company-wide problems? Have you seen a reduction in repeat issues potentially stemming from that action plans? And give any examples if possible.
So our very first one, it's right now we're identifying the issues. So after COVID, I mean, like I said before, minimal staffing, we don't have the infrastructure that we had before. So operational audits stopped. And now that things are getting somewhat back to normal, we're bringing these back, and it's a big eye opener to see what's going on, you know, the insight that it provides, what our biggest opportunities are. Are we seeing, you know, so now we get, like I said, now we have some trends where we can see the repeat issues and things like that, able to sort that stuff out and really zone in on where opportunities lie. I'm excited because the first one that we put in there was based on systems, and we decided not to score it. And so I kind of like that too. You have the ability to say, let's just take a look under the hood. You know, we're not going to dive too deep, but we're not going to score it. So we're looking at systems. So from there, we're the second one, which I literally just released to the system this Monday, is a look into food. And this one is scored. So that's going to be really nice to be able to look at the scores, compare them to the whole system, or just take out the other ability I like is the ability to take just a certain franchise group, because we're very, very heavy franchise. So if a particular franchise wants to compare how they're doing to the entire system, we have that ability. We even used in the first audit that we created, again, non-scored, we just decided to add something in there. And that was, you know what, take a picture of the carrot cake, because we're looking at, do we want to source a different carrot cake? And so while it's not an audit, it was a great way to use the tool. So now I have a collection of all the carrot cakes, and we're going to make a decision on whether or not we're going to stay with that one or move on to another supplier. So it's been kind of nice for things like that too.
Perfect. And have there been any quantifiable differences that you've noticed since using MeazureUp? Any new metrics internally that you're evaluating using MeazureUp? And if there are, have they been trending more positively since you've been able to track them with MeazureUp, and, you know, any return on investments or any type of like real, I guess, quantitative value that you've seen?
I think that data is going to come next year, and I'll tell you why. When we rolled out the very first audit, which we called Systems Day, it's a day to go in there and just evaluate all your systems. With 350-ish units right now and 9 multi-unit people, it's taken pretty much the whole year to get them all done, you know, among all the other things that they have to do. So I'm really excited to be able to look at 2023 when we start to do these again, our second round, so to speak, of doing these systems days. Then we'll have those metrics where we can really see and hopefully see some differences. I can't tell you that right now we're not there yet, because we're kind of in the infancy stage, even though it's been a year. For us to go to have that comparable data, it's a little early for that. But again, that one's not scored, but we still have the ability to see what was missed or not. So in essence, the reporting is still there. And then again, we're starting the culinary review, which is the second one, which was released just on Monday. That one is scored. So that's going to be nice to be able to, then we'll have those metrics, right? And with everything that we do, everything that we pay attention to, everything that we inspect, we expect a good result. And that's always been the case. So if you're not looking, it's not going to improve. But now we're looking, we have the reporting, we have the ability to share that data. So there's some good things coming for sure.
Glad to hear that. And last question, just are there any general comments or feedback or things that you've kind of noticed just in the past year using it?
Well, it's been well received. I think the one thing that's been impressive for me is the support. They're really quick. If I, you know, the training was great. The guys and that helped me onboard it, whatever the term may be, you know, they were very available. They would send me, you know, recordings. They would, even just yesterday, somebody sent me a GIF with how to complete a task. I save those and I put them in the MeazureUp file so I can always refer to them. But I mean, within minutes of an email, you'll get a response saying, hey, we got your email, working on it. And then probably within the hour, there's a solution. So the MeazureUp platform itself is good, but the whole package, just having that good support, just really makes it great. So we've been very pleased so far.